He's been a multi-billionaire for decades, always getting into controversies on the news. He's even a former president of the United States. Clearly, Donald Trump knows what it's like to be in the spotlight. But even with that, there are a lot of things he has managed to keep from the public eye, and we've found them all out. So stay with us in this video as we take you through the top 10 things you didn't know about Donald Trump. Number 10. Trump went to military school. You heard that right. As much as people see Trump as a trust fund kid because he came from money, he actually had to experience the iron hand of being in a military school. If you think he's boisterous or aggressive now, you should have seen him when he was 13 years old. He was so much of a nuisance back then that his parents shopped him off to the New York Military Academy for some remodeling. Not that it worked any wonders though. In fact, word from the academy was that Trump earned the title of a loudmouth bully during his time there. Even a military school couldn't curb his wildness. Number 9. Donald Trump and Mike Tyson are buddies. One thing about Donald Trump is that he always ends up in circles with people who have nothing to do with his line of work. And one of those people is legendary heavyweight boxer Mike Tyson. Since the late 1980s, Trump and Tyson have been very good friends, and back then, Trump even used to promote Tyson's matches. In 1988, for example, the multi-billionaire won the bid for the live rights of the 1988 Tyson-Spinks boxing match, and he didn't stop there. He went as far as hosting the match at his hotel, the Trump Plaza Hotel. Trump must have really been a good friend because despite stopping the promotion of Tyson's matches after the boxer's time in prison, Tyson still endorsed Trump's presidential campaign decades later. Number 8. Trump had his own board game. Being filthy rich comes with a lot of things, but having your own board game? That's something only Trump would do. Back in the late 80s, 1989, Donald teamed up with Milton Bradley to release Trump, the Game. As you'd guess, the game was all about business and making money in real estate. One of the game's highlights was the all-powerful Trump card that reads, "You're fired." Despite releasing a catchy advertisement angle by saying the game challenges consumers to determine whether they have the brains and the brawn to be the next Donald Trump, it turned out no one wanted to be the next Donald Trump. So after a while of terrible selling records and bad reviews, Trump had to shut his board game down. Number 7. He's had several failed business ventures. Yup, the Trump board game isn't the only business failure this mogul has had. Not gonna lie, he has had almost too many failed business ventures. Back in 2006, he launched his own brand of vodka, describing it as a superb product and beautifully packaged. And of course, he named it Trump Vodka. But less than 5 years later, he had to shut it down because sales were never forthcoming. And that's just one of many. Trump Shuttle, Trump Magazine, Trump World Magazine, Trump University, many Trump-branded real estate developments, and even the travel booking site GoTrump.com all folded or in lawsuits that prevent them from functioning. The dude just doesn't give up. Number 6. Trump used to be bankrupt. Anybody can be bankrupt. At least most regular people enter bankruptcy a couple of times in their lifetimes. But how does a man who once claimed to have a net worth of $8.7 billion go broke? And not once, not twice, not even 3 times. That's right. Trump and his companies have declared corporate bankruptcy on 4 separate occasions. The first was in 1991 when Trump's Taj Mahal in Atlantic City filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Before that was sorted out, the Trump Plaza in the same city declared bankruptcy in 1992. The plaza's bankruptcy got so bad that Trump gave up his 49% stake in the hotel to lenders. Then Trump Hotels and Casinos Resorts in 2004, and most recently, Trump Entertainment Resorts filed in 2009. All went bankrupt. Number 5. Trump has never tasted alcohol. We agree, this sounds crazy. It'd be way easier to just blame some of Trump's erratic behaviors over the years on booze or drugs, but we can't because he has never had any. And not just alcohol, cigarettes, or drugs. He's never dabbled in any substance use. The reason behind this is more personal than moral though. Trump had an older brother, Fred, who was an alcoholic for many years. He tried to get help but couldn't, and eventually, his addiction to booze killed him. But before Fred died, he had warned Donald not to be like him and to avoid drinking, and Trump has kept to his late brother's advice. That might be the reason Trump's vodka business never took off. Number 4. Trump owned a pro football team. You might just want to add this to the list of the former president's many failed investments. He might not look like it, but back in his teenage years and high school days, Trump used to play varsity football. Many years later, when he knew he couldn't play the game again, he thought to himself, why not just own a team of football players? So he went ahead in 1983 and purchased the New Jersey Generals of the United States Football League. We guess it wasn't as fun as he had expected, so he tried to get the United States Football League to merge with the National Football League. You already guessed it, he failed to make the merger happen, and eventually, the USFL folded with Trump's team in it. Number 3. He owns thousands of apartments. If you haven't figured it out yet, Trump isn't your regular billionaire. But even for him, having so many apartments is crazy. Decades ago, when he was just 27 years old, Trump revealed that he owned over 14,000 apartments around the world. How crazy is that? And apartments aren't the only things he owns in obscene numbers. Trump also owns 18 standard golf courses scattered around the world and also 11 luxury hotels. Since we're talking about obscene numbers, we should mention that Donald Trump has also been sued over 3,000 times. So yeah, you could say he owns 3,000 lawsuits too. Crazy. Number 2. Trump hates handshakes. Getting to the end of our list of things you didn't know about Donald Trump, we have this somewhat shocking revelation. Billionaires, particularly those like Trump, are media figures, meaning they make a lot of appearances at public events that require small talk and handshakes. But Trump somehow hates handshakes. Dude is a self-professed germaphobe and even once said handshaking was one of the curses of American society. That's quite a stretch, but why does he hate it so much? Because he's a clean hands freak. He always tried to keep his hands clean, and handshakes make that impossible. If you see the big man and you're looking to get on his good side, maybe just reach out for a fist bump instead. Number 1. Donald Trump is a movie star. Hear us out. What makes a movie star? Appearing in movies is one and winning awards for it. Well, Trump has both boxes checked. He has made over 15 movie and TV show appearances, from Home Alone 2, Lost in New York to the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air series to Zoolander and even Sex and the City. And speaking of awards, he won a Razzie Award for Worst Supporting Actor in the 1989 film, Ghosts Can't Do It. So yeah, he checks both boxes of a movie star. On a more serious note though, Trump has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, only the second POTUS to do so after Ronald Reagan. His star is the 2,327th on the Walk of Fame, and he got it in 2007 for his role as producer of NBC's The Apprentice. Billionaire, former president, movie star. He can do it all. Which of these surprises you most about Donald Trump? Let us know in the comments section and enjoy our other videos.